Hi Posh fam, welcome back to my channel, Posh Cat Eyes Unfiltered. We are on episode 22 of Married at First Sight. And I would say episode 22 left nothing to be desired. I didn't really get much. It was so underwhelming that I had to tell myself I need more to give to you. And so I went on the internet and I went digging for information because on Sunday night sort of left us on a cliffhanger with Taylor walking out just after the commitment ceremony when her partner Hugo wrote stay and she wanted to leave the experiment. And so I felt there has to be more. There had to be more that was out there that I needed to get in on or get my hands on and come relay that to you. And yes, I found something. Now, I am a very lazy investigative journalist. I am. But guess what? It didn't take me much to search the web and came out with some of the juiciest information that I'm gonna share with you on this episode. And so usually I would have had a separate vlog on MAFS Gossip update, but I'm just gonna infuse that with episode 22 because that means I've got content to share. And before we get into that, some gentle reminders, guys. First things first, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome on board the Posh Fam train. And thank you for supporting my channel. And for those who have been here through thick and thin, thank you for staying on the course. I am so grateful and appreciative of your support. So please comment, like, and share my videos with your friend. I need the support as much as I can get them. And let's get into the drama of the day. Now, we left episode 21, the commitment ceremony, a little bit underwhelmed or overwhelmed with what went down. And so I felt with Taylor walking out on the expert, it meant she was exactly quitting the show, right? And guess what? Monday, it felt like there was nothing going on when I saw her on my TV. I'm like, what? So all that theatrics of just walking out was for nothing? Nah, it actually turned out that she did quit the show. According to DailyMail Australia, as well as The Wash online on Instagram, they are reporting that as Taylor left the commitment ceremony, she went AWOL, like she went MIA. Producers were scattering around looking for her, calling her cell. She wasn't picking up, and it was more like a frantic search to find this girl. I probably think they put out an APB on her or sent out an Amber Alert searching for her. And when they did find her eventually, they had to try and convince her to stay. Because at this moment, with Melissa, the honey mom gone, she's pretty much the show's ticket to ratings. And they needed her controversial behavior to get ratings. And so finding her was pretty much priority number one. And they said, well, you can come back. You're going to act your part, play it as you would like to play it. We're not going to interfere. And you know what? Just give us all you feel we need. So they made a deal with her. Essentially, she has the storyline she wants. Guess what, guys? No surprise there. They are both actors. There was a video that leaked of Taylor and Hugo saying they were fed storyline and they were fed lines, to act out on screen. And pretty much Taylor is the nicest person you would ever come across. I find that a little bit hard to believe. Find that very, very hard to believe. But whatever Hugo and Taylor says, okay, it is what it is. We will not know. It's them and us and what we can see or what has been edited for us to see. And so, yes, producers convinced her to stay, and that is why we're able to see her in episode 22 having to go on a couples retreat, because this week on the show, on the experiment, is couples retreat. The couples all go on a getaway retreat somewhere in the remote part of Australia or wherever. It's a country home. It's a beautiful home, picturesque, I would say, where they have the group dynamics at play. We saw what happened with Dominica, breaking the bottle glass in front of Olivia Fraser last season. And so if it was something that the producers were going to be planning on getting ratings on, it usually would give you that, because having all this group come together to congregate and, drink and have conversation, it is sure going to be an epic drama moment or drama filled moment. And so when we saw her, she had turned a new leaf, convincing Hugo to actually move back in. I'm like, what is going on? And so it wasn't surprised when I actually read on DailyMail that producers literally begged her to stay and felt, her presence on the show was the ratings they needed. And again, she was given the opportunity to do whatever she liked. And so in tonight's episode, we saw her trying to be friends with Hugo, but that quickly backfired, because during a gathering, I saw her. It was like on cue. It felt like producer said, take one, action, and she went off. She elevated her voice saying, oh my God, my ex-boyfriend just called me and we... Again, this show is sort of a B-rated porn movie, okay? So I'm trying my best, because I don't want YouTube to censor me. She just literally went on to state that she cannot seem to get enough of her ex. Or while she was with her ex, they had a lot of sexual moments, and she sort of craves that. And she said it to Hugo's hearing. Now, we all know that Hugo's issue with her is the fact that they are not sharing spaces together. She's not giving the relationship the green light. There is no romantic connection. There is no attempt at intimacy whatsoever. And so for her to say that to Hugo's hearing, she was trying to play, into Hugo's hand to get him upset, make him react again. So Taylor would say, yeah, you see, he's the one that's the problem, not me. But he didn't fall for that. We do get to hear how that conversation made him feel when the boys had a moment to themselves whilst in the retreat. We'll get to that. Now, so the next story I uncovered, again, is one with Taylor in it. Now, before Taylor came in on the show, we saw her Instagram post, right, where she made a cryptic post about or referring to Lyndall as being a bully. Okay. Now, I knew something was up, and that led us to believe that Cameron and Lyndall had issues and ended up parting ways. Now, spoiler alert, Taylor did say she likes them from the bush. Cameron is from the bush. The Watch Online is reporting that before the reunion ceremony, just after filming stopped, there was a flash. There was a male organ flash, and Cameron flashed whatever or sent a D-pic to Taylor. It was a dare? I don't know. Now, for some reason, these two became this close to the point where they are now sharing intimate body parts with one another. Taylor is saying there's nothing going on, but I beg to differ. I actually think there's something going on, or something had gone on, or something has happened between these two. Because we know Lyndall and Cameron didn't go the whole 9 yards, and I want to find out exactly what led to this split. But from all indication, Taylor coming into the series would have probably been the catalyst or the stuff that broke the camel's back for Lyndall. And the story we're hearing from the Watch Online about a reveal or nude reveal is just taking the cake. Like, you guys are meant to be married on the experiment, and now your partner is sort of revealing all to another partner. So it's weird. So I think there's more to this. We're probably going to uncover as we go on. It's just amazing to know that this happened just after filming stopped and just before the reunion. And so this will be uncovered come the reunion, and I can't wait for that. And so I'm just giving you a spoiler alert, okay? So that you just know that you hear this first from here. You hear this first. Now to the next spoiler alert, and this is just crazy. I said that pocket dial or butt dial was not a thing. It did not happen. Did the conversation happen? Yes. But I think someone snitched. And who snitched? Rupert snitched to Evelyn. And Evelyn decided, I'm going to make this my storyline and be the one to share it with everyone in the group. And so we're not hearing that butt dial wasn't the scenario that played out. However, though, the conversation did happen that saw Sandy and Dan's relationship falling to pieces. Rupert was definitely snitching. He was the one that snitched on Dan and Hugo. And Evelyn saw the opportunity to have the camera on her by being the one to reveal all. So guess what? We are not stupid. These actors are just amateur. Amateur in the scheme of things. And so it's no wonder that we're getting to get all of this juicy gossips, behind the scene takes. Now, the final gist, though, is Alicia. And the reason I'm bringing Alicia and Duncan is because on tonight's episode, it seems as if these two are going nowhere fast. Alicia is on the speed train to disaster. She is self-destructing. She is self-destructing, guys. I don't think you can, there is no classic way to say this, but someone that is trying to put mud on her relationship, clear as day. She is self-destructing, and it is just appalling to see. Now, there probably might be some things happening behind the scenes that we're not aware, but from what we can see, it just looks like she is dying to maybe walk out of relationship. Whatever she's looking for is obviously too much, and I don't know how we're going to help her. We'll get into tonight's episode, but I'm going to give you the spoiler alert. The spoiler alert is, now, it went from a week where these two cannot stop humping each other or disturbing the peace at the apartment for all others to hear, to a week where she needs attention and demanding attention and screaming for attention. And when attention is given, she's like, I don't want it. So I'm like, if this is not a classic case of self-sabotage, I really don't know what is. Yeah. And so we now know that Alicia and Duncan, their relationship is crashing. Might not go the long distance. We do not know. Would they get help while still in the experiment? I don't know. But the Watch Online is reporting that there's been a lot that's been happening leading up to tonight's episode. And that's the fact that they've been coming in to the dinner party, the commitment ceremony separately. And they try to just pretend to be together, but before they walk in to face the cameras. And then when they couldn't keep up with the pretense anymore, it's now like unraveling. And we're going to get to the talking point for tonight's episode. And that in itself is surprising, because I'm like, these two seem to have had it all figured out, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on. But then I did say, why is Duncan single? This guy ticks all the boxes according to his character on the show. And so for him to be single, it's like, I'm confused. He is what every woman would desire, but yet he's single. And he had to go the drastic distance to find love on a TV show. That was a red flag for me. Again, I don't know. Whoever is gaslighting, who are going to uncover it at some point. If not whilst the show is airing, it will be behind the scenes spoiler alert from DailyMail Australia as well as the Watch Online. So I'm going to be giving you more of this gossip updates as I get them. But we're going to get right into the episode or the talking points for tonight's episode. Episode 22 again kicked off with Melinda having to unpack the disaster that was their confessions or their conversations with the experts at the commitment ceremony, and more to the fact that Harrison and Brontë had a bone to collect based off of their representation on the couch. And so she felt she was going to have a chat with Brontë and essentially letting her know she's got a bone to pick with her and let her know to stay in her lane and mind her business. So I felt, wow, there's going to be drama going into the retreat, because this is just going to be epic. I couldn't wait to watch it. But it did not give me the desired expectation. Like, it left me feeling like nothing happened. So it was underwhelming at best. Now, they finally got to the couples, the retreat venue. They all found their room. Melinda opted to body with Evelyn because she feels like the other couples are sort of leaning towards Brontë. Bronty's creating a mini a cult-like gang, and so she's feeling like the support is not for her but against her. While that was going on, you know, we saw, or what I thought, Alicia being in a happy place, but ended up, you know, falling into pieces. We're gonna get to that real quickly, but first things first, the conversations between the girls as it relates to Brontë having to be pretend or having to be sipping on Harrison's Kool-Aid. So the girls felt like they needed to have an intervention from Brontë, and that happened the first night on arrival at the retreat. And they all chipped in. They said, well, Brontë, we feel like there's something going on. We feel like you're not your true self. We feel like you're now a shell of yourself. Melinda made a statement to say she is naive. Personally, I feel Brontë knows exactly what she's doing. They need more TV time. And the only way to get it is fake it for the camera. Fake whatever they're doing for the camera. And I think most of the girls have caught on, but they don't know exactly if Brontë is in support or if Brontë is in agreement or in alliance with Harrison to keep up the drama going for TV or for staying time. Because you know how it is, controversy probably will lead you to one of two things. Either you both leave the show or you get talked at or talked about by the other couples. And so they are choosing to pretend to be happy so that they can stay on the show and have this other couples off their back. But now the couples are now saying, we can smell a rat. And whilst the conversation was happening, Brontë didn't want to have it, didn't want to have a bar of it, and said, well, you guys are coming for me, coming for my relationship. I am happy with the man I am, with the man I have. He's outspoken, he's loud, he's obnoxious. I like him just like that. And she walked off crying. Lindo tried to console her, to which she said she's going to have a chat with Melinda at some point. She also had a conversation with Tani, pretty much isolating Melinda in that intervention. She feels Melinda had the most go at her. Well, I'm like, girl, what part of the conversations did you miss? Everyone said something. Now, Melinda calling you naive is the only thing that you're picking from the whole entire sessions of of debacle that happened. Well, girl, you know, do you. And so she felt she was going to have that chat with Melinda, or have the one-on-one with Melinda, or have a group session, but then call out Melinda for her poor choice of words. Melinda, on the other hand, got all of the commentary from the other couple saying Brontë has got a bone to collect with you. We don't know when that's going to happen, but we're just keeping you on the loop so you know something is about to happen or something is brewing. She's like, oh, okay. Well, she's going out telling everybody, trying to get support from everyone but me. I cannot wait. And true to form, producer decided to seize the day by having a girl dinner and a boys dinner so that all of these situations would be aired. Now, it got heated just before the dinners that was about to happen. We noticed Duncan trying to find out or check in with Allison to see how she was doing. And the next thing, Allison was like, I need attention. Give me attention. And then he was like, okay, do you want me to hug you? She's like, no. You're not showing me more. You don't care. You're not asking about me. You're not coming towards me. I need more. In fact, if I don't get attention, I might just have a pulmonary. I need more of you. I need more of that. You're not taking the initiative. You're doing this. And the guy was sort of confused. If this is Act 5, Scene 20, I really cannot tell you. This guy is on a script run. I do not know. It does look like it, because how can someone go from 0 to 360 this quick? Like, I do not know. Is she PMSing? I really don't know. She is unraveling before our eyes. Is she on a buyer's remorse type situation? I don't know. Well, by biased remorse, what do I mean? Well, she's tried the goods. Now she feels Duncan is no longer chasing her, and she's now having to chase after him. And now she's having a biased remorse. Like, she is regretting the fact that she's being intimate with him. I really don't know. Or she can see the end of the experiment. She knows that decisions has to be made once they are out of the bubble. And the protection of the experiment is no longer there to bring them together. So I feel like she's unraveling, and we do not know. I think she needs the expert's intervention. It ended up really messy that they both walked away from each other, with Duncan having to have a conversation with the guy saying he doesn't really know exactly what's going on. She's flipping up on him. He's confused. He's doing the best he can. He's told her how much she means to him, and how much he wants the relationship to progress, and it all seems to be falling on deaf ear. Meanwhile, Alicia is busy telling the girls that Duncan is not her type. I'm like, since when? Really? What's going on? And this is the thing, like, she goes from Cry Me a River to happy in a split seconds. Like, Chica's got some personality disorder that I cannot diagnose, okay? I can't diagnose it for her, but there's something going on with her. Like, major. I cannot wait to unpack their drama, which would definitely be unfolding in tonight's episode, or in episode 23. However, though, this is like the beginning of something that I did not anticipate was going to happen this soon. And though I would have thought something would have precipitated this falling out, but at this point, I cannot tell you that I can see anything that is causing this discord between them. She is needing attention. I need attention. I need attention. Show me attention. And when he does it, she's like, recoils back and says no. So, guys, like I said, there wasn't much talking point in tonight's episode at the couples retreat. Like, guess what? This is night 2 of being on the couples retreat. So we're gonna definitely unpack more of the drama as we stay on this couples retreat. Melinda eventually had the conversation with Brontë. It didn't really go well. They had to hash it out. Melinda called out the group for their bias support, and essentially, when she didn't get anything out of the conversation, she and Evelyn did a cheeky one. We saw them trying to sneak up on the boys to sort of eavesdrop in on their conversation. And this is where it ended for us in episode 22, because their decision to leave the girls' night and go eavesdrop on the boys is the catalyst to an epic showdown of emotions between Leighton and Melinda, as well as Harrison, Melinda, Brontë, Leighton. Like, it is going to be popping. Now, I do hope it's worth our while, because I can't wait to come in here and give you the commentary of all that will be going down in tonight's episode, still on the couples retreat. Now, so little time. Thank you for watching this commentary, and I cannot wait to see you very soon. Thank you. Stay safe and focused.